Now, coverage you can count on. This is 12 News Now at noon.
Breaking news for you this noontime, another hat into the ring. Your local election headquarters tracking the latest candidate who wants to become the next governor of Rhode Island. And the state taking action to save precious seconds and to save lives. We'll have details on what this all means for a rescue response in the state. And we're seeing a little bit of humidity increasing out there. How soon could we see the return of rain? Well, TJ will let us know in his updated forecast coming up here on 12 News at noon. First up, breaking news from your local election headquarters. Rhode Island General Treasurer Seth Magaziner has officially announced his candidacy for governor in the 2022 election. He made the announcement at Winters Elementary in Pawtucket just about an hour ago. Magaziner saying he has a vision for Rhode Island's economic future, and he joins an already crowded Democratic field, seeking to challenge Governor McKee for the Democratic nomination once he officially announces his candidacy. Secretary of State Nellie Gorbea and Dr. Luis Daniel Munoz have officially declared their candidacies as well. Our political editor Ted Nesi will break down the latest in the governor's race later today on 12 News. Also have some new details into our newsroom on a Johnston elementary school. Windsor Hill Elementary is closed for the day today. Dr. Bernard DeLulo Jr., the superintendent, tells us that a staff member just tested positive for the virus, and the officials decided to close school for the day to do contact tracing and to plan for a careful and safe return. They do not plan to keep the school closed, so we'll bring you any updates that come our way later today. Brown University is implementing some new temporary restrictions in response to an uptick in COVID cases there. University reports having 82 asymptomatic positive tests in the past 7 days, primarily among undergraduate students. The university says they are now going to increase undergrad testing for the virus a few times a week, actually. They'll also be implementing an indoor mask mandate regardless of a person's vaccination status. Other news now, Warren's Town Council will be meeting tonight at 7 to review the liquor license of a club that was the scene of a deadly shooting last week. The shooting at the Anglo-American Club on September the 2nd left the Assistant Fire Chief Brian Remy dead, along with the alleged shooter, and a second man was injured. Now, violent crime is very rare in Warren, and the club's attorney told 12 News it is not unusual for any municipality to review a liquor license following an incident like this one. New at noon, Rhode Island is going to be enacting a new law signed by the governor at a ceremony today designed to save lives before rescue crews are even dispatched. It's about CPR coaching over the phone. We want to check in with Kayla Fish. She's live with what inspired this new law. Kayla?
Well, Danielle, a few years ago, a 45-year-old woman here in Cumberland passed away after going into cardiac arrest, and the 911 call taker at the time didn't realize that she needed CPR. It's a situation that the bill's sponsors say happens far too often all around the state. But this legislation helps to change that. This morning, the governor hosted a bill signing ceremony here in Cumberland for the legislation that will require 911 operators to be certified in what's called telecommunicator CPR. In other words, they'll be trained to effectively give over-the-phone CPR instructions, which can help make all the difference while paramedics are headed to the scene. Now, this was a ceremonial bill signing. The law itself is already in effect after the governor signed the House and Senate versions earlier this year. The director of EMS here in Cumberland says they're already seeing results.
We're seeing much better outcomes in patients that are suffering an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest. You know, on average, when it takes about 4 to 7 minutes for a ambulance to arrive at the scene, every 10 minutes, every minute without CPR, your chance of survival from an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest decreases by 10%.
This is crucial. It saves lives, and it could be the difference between life and death for one of us.
Now, one of the bill's sponsors at this morning's ceremony said when CPR begins before a paramedic or emergency medical tech arrives, the patient is 2 to 3 times more likely to survive. Live in Cumberland, I'm Kayla Fish, 12 News.
Kayla, thank you. Checking news around the nation now. Another hurricane has hit the Gulf Coast region. Nicholas made landfall overnight in Texas. This is video from Freeport. That's not far from Galveston, and those low-lying areas on the Gulf Coast have already started to experience flooding from this storm. One challenge, the storm is moving very slowly. Let's get the very latest now from Janet Shamlian.
Nicholas slammed ashore as a Category 1 hurricane in Texas overnight, packing powerful winds and dumping significant amounts of rain. More than 12 inches in Galveston, 7 in the Houston area. Across the region, roads are flooded, and at one point, power was out for more than 400,000 customers in Southeast Texas.
The concern is wind. It's too windy still for them to go out and fix those down power lines.
Wind gusts top more than 75 miles an hour in some areas, toppling trees and damaging structures like this gas station. People are being advised to stay home.
And that way you'll be safe, and then you'll be helping out our first responders as well.
Forecasters say Nicholas is moving slowly, meaning higher rain totals and the potential for further flooding. The storm is now headed for Louisiana, where thousands are still struggling to recover from Hurricane Ida. The governor has already declared a state of emergency there as storm-weary residents prepare once again.
And meteorologists with the National Weather Service are predicting there could also be a possible tornado or two along the upper Texas and Louisiana coast. Meanwhile, out on the West Coast, California's recall day has arrived. Voters in the state are deciding whether Governor Gavin Newsom will remain in office, and if not, who should replace him. President Biden campaigned with Newsom yesterday, criticizing the GOP frontrunner Larry Elder, calling him a follower of former President Trump. The recall effort has focused on Newsom's handling of the pandemic. Elder says if elected, he would abolish the state's mask and vaccine mandates on his first day in office. All right, now it's time for a first look at that Pinpoint Weather 12 forecast this noontime live look right now over the capital city. You can see a little bit of haze out there, but it's very pleasant so far. Let's check in with TJ with a look at what to expect for the rest of the day and the week.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Actually, through tomorrow as well. Our next chance of rain comes late tomorrow night. Let's take a look at what's happening right now. Live pictures from East Providence. We've got blue skies as we look at the skyline of the city. Sunshine there, live radar, no showers. We're nice and dry. Temperatures currently are in the 70s. We're at 75 in Providence, 72 in Newport, New Bedford in the mid 70s. Now for the afternoon, we are expecting temperatures to get maybe a few degrees warmer and then falling back to about 71 degrees by 6 p.m. Tonight, the humidity begins to return to southern New England, and we're looking at a pretty humid day tomorrow. I think we're dry though, but at night we could be looking at some showers and thunderstorms. We'll talk more about that, and we'll talk about your weekend coming up in just a little bit.
And still ahead at noon, he's one of the top public safety officials in Rhode Island, but now Colonel Manny is telling the story of his own brush with death and the first responders who saved him. And later, activists angrily calling out a Supreme Court judge after a controversial decision on an abortion law. Details from their protests coming up. And it was a shocking crime that received national attention. We're hearing how a young woman convicted in a near-deadly attack is now out of prison.
Get more breaking news from the online leader, WPRI.com. Sponsored by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses, offering Nairobi's same-day mattress eye delivery 7 days a week. Nobody delivers faster. Nobody.
In Boston, an investigation is underway following the death of a Boston University professor. David Jones was out running over the weekend when he somehow accessed a flight of stairs near the MBTA station. The stairs were rusted through, and Jones fell about 20 feet to his death. The stairway has been closed off for about 2 years, although it's not clear why the stairs have not been repaired or torn down completely. Workers have added additional warning signs and higher fencing in the area. Well, he is often on 12 News speaking about public safety concerns, but Rhode Island State Police Colonel James Manny told the story of survival of his own last night. He and the town of South Kingstown thanked EMTs who helped to save his life a few weeks ago. So back in July, Manny says that he was stung a few times by a swarm of yellow jackets, and he passed out shortly after.
By the time I made it up the stairs, I passed out, fell down, and when she ran upstairs, the only way to describe me that she told me later was that I looked dead.
Yeah, emergency workers arrived within a few minutes and they were able to resuscitate Manny. He told the town council last night that 5 doctors told him had the EMS crew not arrived when they did, he likely would have been about a minute or 2 away from dying. Next at noon, a shocking crime. Teens arrested after trying to please a fictional character on the internet. We'll tell you how one of them, though, is getting out of prison. And a protest outside the home of a Supreme Court justice. Details behind this scene coming up here on 12 News at noon.
Beautiful weather today. We are looking at some changes over the next couple of days, though. Full 7-day forecast coming up. You're watching 12 News Now. It's coverage you can count on.
And 12 News at noon continues looking live in Newport. Look at that scene. Great day to head outside, maybe have a little lunch while your updated forecast with TJ in just a moment. Checking some other headlines around the nation, one of the teen girls convicted of stabbing a 12-year-old in Wisconsin has been released to her father's care. Anissa Weir, along with Morgan Geyser, lured a classmate into a park, stabbing her multiple times. The victim did survive, but just barely. The 2 teens later claimed they were trying to please a fictional character named Slenderman. Weir's release yesterday was contingent on her wearing a GPS monitoring 24/7 and also having limited access to the internet. Protesters have been gathering near the home of a U.S. Supreme Court justice to say that they are not satisfied with his decision allowing a Texas law to stay in effect that bans abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy. This was the scene near the Maryland home of Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Protesters claim that he ignored the U.S. Constitution and high court decisions that reinforce Roe v. Wade.
In the 21st century, it is impressive that there are still legislators in this world that don't understand that prohibiting abortions does nothing to stop abortions. It just kills more women. So this type of legislation is only stopping women from getting the health care that they need. It's killing us, it's making our lives worse, and it's delaying our other rights that we should have at this point.
U.S. Department of Justice says it is going to sue Texas over this new restrictive law. All right, now it's time to bring in meteorologist TJ Del Santo as we're taking a look at our forecast. Really nice out there once again. We've had quite the streak of weather around here, TJ.
We certainly have. It's going to continue right through tomorrow, though tomorrow will certainly feel a little bit more summery. Then we're looking at the chance for some showers and thunder. Let's take a look at what's happening right now. Live pictures from Narragansett. Good beach day down here. It's not very humid. Tomorrow will feel more summery. Tomorrow will be a good beach day as well. You can see quite a few people here, considering it's mid-September. Live radar, shower, thunderstorm free. We'll have sunshine mixing with clouds at times. Our threat tracker for today and tomorrow is quiet. Now, Wednesday night, we are going to be watching a line of showers and thunderstorms that we're expecting to develop and work their way into New England. Could be looking at some downpours, maybe some strong wind gusts from that line of storms tomorrow night. We'll talk all about it. For now, though, it's nice and dry in Newport, dry in New Bedford as well, with sunshine. Temperatures currently at 74 with a wind from the east at 6 miles an hour. Dew point measurement the amount of moisture in the air, 55. That's pretty comfortable. Tomorrow goes well up into the 60s, so the humidity will certainly be a factor tomorrow. 72 in Newport, 70 westerly, mid-70s in Providence. Across New England, really quiet. So where's this rain coming from? It's associated with this little storm system currently working its way through Canada. There's the area of low pressure heading out, but this cold front will be working its way into the northeast over the next 24 hours. Let's track it with the hour-by-hour forecast. You see these showers, thunderstorms. Look at this line developing tonight and into early on Wednesday morning. Then it kind of falls apart. So Wednesday, we're going to be starting off with maybe some areas of fog as the humidity goes up tonight, but we're going to be dry. And then look what happens tomorrow. The showers, thunderstorm line kind of redevelops during the afternoon. We're dry all day tomorrow with a blend of clouds and some sunshine, but notice what happens. Showers and thunder trying to work their way into southern New England during the evening tomorrow after sunset, and as they come through, they're more than likely going to fall apart, but there still could be a couple of isolated strong to severe storms that work their way into parts of Rhode Island, especially inland during the evening tomorrow and into very early on Thursday morning. But by 8 o'clock Thursday, I think we're just looking at some lingering showers, and that's probably what we're going to be dealing with through the day on Thursday, is some scattered showers in the area. For today, sunshine, temperatures upper 70s, very seasonable. For tonight, we're looking at some areas of fog to develop as the humidity rises through the night. Overnight low temperatures around 68. We should be dry overnight. Let's talk about Nicholas. You can see the center of circulation right about in here. Lots of rain across parts of Texas and especially Louisiana. We've already seen rainfall totals in excess of 7, already up to 8 inches across parts of the Houston, Galveston area, and some of that heavy rain will be overspreading parts of Louisiana throughout the next 24 hours. And it's very slow moving as well, so lots of flooding possible there. Wednesday looking good. Showers Thursday and again on Friday, possibly into early Saturday, and then I think we're drying out for the second half of the weekend. Sunday, Monday looking good. Temps in the upper 70s. Get your weather anytime at WPRI.com, or you can download our Pinpoint Weather 12 app as well.
All right, thank you, TJ. Now we want to give you a look at some of the stories we're working on tonight.